but yeah, in my previous videos, sorry, I shouldn't have eaten that book, you know. Yeah. Why? Because what happens next is even worse than anyone could have imagined. Worldwide blasphemy against God, okay? And when I'd studied Revelation thoroughly and got to that part, I was like, oh, made me sick, made me feel sick. We'll get into that in a minute. It's in Revelation 13. The two witnesses who prophesy again, trying to convert as many as possible, bring more to Christ. I won't go too much into that because all speculative. Another great earthquake. Yeah. Again, most likely on the Pacific Rim. Now, there may also be one in Israel. Yeah. There will be 3 great earthquakes in the end. And one may be in Israel. I think one will occur here, yeah, separating South America from the north. Mountains and islands moved out of their places, fulfilling that prophecy. Then we have Revelation 12. Again, you can only be speculative here, so I won't go over it too much. Maybe the EU, the logo of the EU is 12 stars, yeah, in a crown. And we have the woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. Crown of 12 stars. And considering we hear about a red dragon later on in Revelation, which can be interpreted as the red dragon of China, then perhaps it is referring to the EU here, yeah? Being with child, a new empire, yeah? She being with child cried. EU is a new empire. So, there we go. Then we have the red dragon, great red dragon, having 7 heads, 10 horns and 7 crowns on his heads. Again, regions of the world, the 10 horns. And his tail drew the 3rd part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. And she brought forth a man-child, who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron, and her child was caught up unto God and to his throne. Interesting. Very interesting. It just kind of fits. This red dragon is China, and they're waiting to devour the child of the EU, who is to rule all nations with a rod of iron. Yeah, interesting, no? And why are there only 7 kings now instead of 10? Because we just had World War III breaking out. 3 of those regions, United Nations regions of the world, will have lost their kings, possibly. We don't know that. All we know is instead of 10 kings there are now 7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his 4 angels fought the dragon, and the dragon fought against his angels. Yeah. And then here we go. So it looks like we may have nuclear war against the red dragon. And this is why I think the red dragon is China. And this is where it gets really bad. This is where you're going to start to feel sick. Because, I mean, the description of it is very fitting of the Chinese government, okay? When the dragon saw that he was cast unto the earth, he persecuted the woman, which brought forth the man-child. Now, China already do this. They have a one-child policy, and they prefer males. So, they sterilise women after giving birth to the first male. So they are persecuting the woman which brought forth the man-child. That's one reason to believe the red dragon is China. There's another reference here. And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, but he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. Now, the highest death toll in worldwide disasters is always from floods in China. Yellow River, yeah, Yellow River. Millions killed, yeah. And this is very interesting that we have a reference to China, and we also have a red dragon as well, and we have a verse about floods. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth. Yeah. The dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God. Alright. This is communism, persecution of Christians. Now, a lot of that is going on over here now, but China again, persecution of Christians, more than anywhere else in the world. Although you don't really hear about it.